What's up, friends? It's Molly with Zella Stills, and today we are scouting a location but also doing self-portraits. I have an idea. I also have a concept, a theme. I normally don't do themes for myself. I normally just kind of go out into the wilderness, take my clothes off, and take nude pictures or maybe lingerie. I don't know. But this time I've got an outfit, I have props, and I'm really excited about it. I'm going to keep it a little bit of a secret. I'll reveal as we go. There's a landmark that I'm really excited about, which kind of inspired the theme, I guess you could say. I'll show you two pieces of my outfit. So I've got a bag. This is my normal bag that I carry every day with me, but bag's gonna be part of the props today. And I've got my pole shoes. So those are your hints. We're out here today specifically because, oddly enough, there was a landscape missing from my portfolio out here in Vegas. I was here in October doing all sorts of different model calls. We were in hot springs, we were in canyons, we were in slot canyons, we were in the Colorado River, we were on the top of mountains. And as I'm looking at all these places, I'm like, holy shit, something's missing. And it's the most obvious one. The desert, just wide open, absolutely just bare bones desert, maybe some Joshua tree, maybe some burrows. That was missing. And to me, that's the most obvious one. You think of Vegas, you think of casinos and desert, right? So we're going out into the desert. No canyon, no nothing. I mean, there's some epic mountains in the back, which, I mean, there's epic mountains everywhere in Vegas, but there's some epic mountains in the back, and we are just gonna do some wide open desert shots, but with a theme. So I'll reveal the theme as we get closer, as we hike along, but I am not ready yet, so I figured you guys could hang out with me while I just get organized and make sure I have everything. Hopefully my bag is going to be lighter this time than it normally is. I doubt it. I always carry way too much. So let's get into it. Water, obviously. This bag is going to be part of my props. I got snacks. This is also going to be one of my props. Got my phone. I'm not going to use it, but you know, nice to have. I've got some lipstick. That's all that's in there, really. Maybe like a comb or something like that so I can do my hair. My camera bag. My outfit is actually in here. I haven't put on any parts of my outfit yet, and I'm feeling like that wasn't my favorite choice because there's a couple cars here. It's not a big deal. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and this guy hanging out behind me. But I'm going to unload everything that I deem unnecessary because I'm already carrying like stripper shoes. This water bottle is not light even when it's empty. And then I have my tripod, my travel tripod. Nifty, handy dandy. It's super light, but you know, it could always be lighter. This is gonna be one of those times where I'm like looking through my little sack of goodies and be like, oh, I don't need that. And then I'm gonna be like, oh, I wish I had that. But we're gonna leave them behind anyways. If you saw my YouTube video in Fifth Water Hot Springs in Utah, I went through everything that's in these tiny little bags, so you can go back and look at those if you'd like. This one is coming with. This is Band-Aids, hand warmers, and biodegradable toilet paper, which is necessary. I'm gonna go find a bush to pee in. But I had a casualty recently. I'm missing my pinky fingernail. that's not very sexy. So I'm gonna end up taking this off, and then I'll need something to protect it when I'm done. So I'll bring this little satchel with me. Part of me is thinking, go ahead and put on the thong and the top that I'm wearing before I start hiking. I'm gonna check my battery on my camera, and then if it's good, I'm not gonna bring this extra one. And I'm not gonna bring the charger to charge it because that doesn't make sense. I'm not at high elevation. Get rid of that. What else we got? It is not raining, it's not windy, it's not dusty. Get rid of that. Okay, cool. All that's left in there is things I need. I'll leave these behind. And then I plan on being out past, well, into sunset and a little bit past. So I've got my hat, the ZS merch, of course, Embrace Your Journey. Wear this like every day of my life now. If you don't have one, go get one. They're in the merch shop, along with zip-ups, crops, with hoods. We've got prints, all sorts of fun stuff. So if you've never looked in the merch shop, it's zealousstills.com/merch. And I will tag that in the bottom. This is going to be super helpful. It is too big for me, so I'm going to use it to kind of wear as I'm changing, or if I'm in between pictures and I want to just like move my camera from one spot to the other, get the settings all set up. Self-portraits are labor intensive. They take a long time to set up and get it all accurate. I don't want to be standing out there in tiny little clothes, especially when the sun gets down and it gets a little bit colder. It's already dropped 2 degrees. It's 48 now. Sunset is at 4:45. It's currently 2:45, so I've got 2 hours. I'm expecting the trail to take me maybe like 30 minutes or so. But that sun, if you can see, is going to go down that range right there probably an hour before sunset. So we'll have some delicious even lighting. There's no clouds in the sky, so I doubt we'll get any big exciting sunset or anything like that, but you never know. I really have to pee. I don't want to pee in front of these people in this van though. Okay, so I'll pack that right on top so when I find a good opportunity, I can just go. And then, all right, so I've got my boots strapped to my bag on the carabiner. I'm going to do the same thing with the purse handles through here. If you have never heard of or looked into Wandered and you are an outside photographer, 10 out of 10. I can't say enough nice things. And I'm going to keep saying nice things until they finally sponsor me, because I don't know of anyone else in my industry that uses this bag and abuses it as much as I do. I'm the best tester in this world. I put this bag through hell. All right. Okay. So that's strapped in. This is my outfit. Oh yeah, I was gonna check my camera battery. Let's see what we're working with here. Because if it's full, I'm not bringing an extra. I don't plan on being out very long or being very intensive with the amount of photos I take. Yeah, we're good. Memory card, golden. Fun fact, I left the house today without the camera bag. I had like 9 bottles of water and my keys and my purse and my glasses, and you get in the car to leave and I'm like, oh, I don't have my camera bag. Probably need that. All right, let's get rid of that little guy. I think I'm gonna change. Yeah, I'm gonna change in here. Also, some good news. I passed probably like 10 trailheads, and every single one of them had at least 15-20 cars at them. So the fact that this is peak season, it's a Saturday night, and there's very few people here, good sign. We love that. Makes me feel like on a Tuesday it would be great to bring people here. So if anyone resonates with this location, maybe it'll be up for grabs. Okay, I'm gonna get changed and then we'll hit the trail. Van left, so I'm gonna go find a bush. And obviously you guys don't need to watch me, but I don't want to lose the Bluetooth connection from my microphone, so I'm just gonna take it with me. I also should have probably brought my bottoms I plan on wearing because my pants are gonna be half off anyways, but that would have been too smart. It's weird seeing grass in the desert. Oh my god, that was so fucking necessary. I feel like a million times better. But I also feel like it's worth saying because I don't think anyone ever believes me when I say this, but I repeat all the time. You don't have to be ready. You don't have to lose weight. You don't have to love yourself. Do it anyways. Do it anyways. Do it anyways. I feel like absolute shit today. I don't feel cute. I feel like nauseous. I feel unmotivated. I feel nervous. This car is still running. I feel spacey. And we're doing it anyways. So, I would never ask you guys to do anything that I wouldn't do. So I'm gonna feel like shit and do it anyways. And then at the end, when you see the final results, you're gonna be like, wait, she felt like shit and it looked that good? No fucking way. Yes, fucking way. Absolutely. 100%. Every time, without fail, it always ends up absolutely beautiful and wonderful, even if you don't feel your best. I mean, obviously, best case scenario, you show up and you're like, I'm so confident, I love myself, and I love my body, and I'm feeling really good. You know, that's best case scenario, but nobody shows up like that. Absolutely no one. Okay, so since I've been sitting here chatting, we've lost now 2 cars. So that's exciting. Okay. I'm going to pull up my map. I am here. I'm not going to give you too much information because, you know, keep the West wild. If you'll ever want anything from me, just ask personally, but I'm not going to blast it all over the internet. It's not my style. Okay. So I believe that we are going to go clockwise. So we're going to hit this trail and take a left. I actually downloaded it this time. If you guys were watching in Fifth Water, I did not download the trail, even though I said I did. Okay, and we're going to turn off low battery mode. All right, I'm going to get my last little thing situated. Let's hit the dirt. If at any point in time in this video I'm like, holy shit, I lost my phone, you guys will know. I set it on top of my car. This is obnoxious. Panties, almost forgot those. And since I'm feeling especially spacey today, I'm gonna quadruple check I have the keys before we begin. Alright. Oh. Okay. Lock. Phone. I really thought my bag was gonna feel a lot heavier, and I'm happy to announce that this is really manageable. Like the bounciness, my giant fucking purse isn't my favorite feeling, but that's okay. We can deal. Note to self, look out for mountain bikers. All right, left. This looks like our break here. Ugh, look at that view. Absolutely gorgeous. We're going left. I mean, already this is a super private trail on Saturday night, peak season, and with very little effort, there's already so much reward. Like, this is absolutely fucking breathtaking. Whew. Which way do I go? Okay, that's why we download maps. That looks like a way to go, and it might be, but it's not this trail. So, continuing left. I know I should be acclimating to the cold, but I'm gonna have a red nose and rosy cheeks and red ears, and nobody wants that in their pictures. So we're gonna pull this guy out and little beanie action going. This might be too warm, but I'm a baby for the cold, even though I'm constantly doing shit in the cold. Alright, cut her bag. Alright. Onward. Trick of the trade, if you're not an avid hiker or outdoorsman and you want to know how long until the sun goes down, I don't know if you can see or not, your fingers, each finger is 30 minutes. We've got less than 30 minutes. Also, see these continual, we have these deep shadows coming out, right? But you see that line of shadow right there? That is the part of the ridge that the sun has already gone down behind. So the closer we get to that ridge, the sooner the sun will set. The further we get from that ridge, the longer it will take the sun to set. Give or take. There's only so much you can do on your own feet, you know? You can drive a lot faster, catch a sunset, make a sunset last longer, things like that. But when you're on foot, just kind of give yourself a little bit of leeway, gaining or descending in elevation. It's not so much distance, but height. So it's a little tidbit for you. Man, this is just so fucking cool. People really do not give the Nevada mountains enough credit. This state is insane. Did you know that there are more hot springs in Nevada than any other state in the country? And it's upwards of the amount of like 300. It's a lot of goddamn hot springs. Okay, I think we're getting close to the first stop. I have two main spots that I want to go to. I'm not going to reveal the big thing yet, but the first stop, I want it to look like a road. Obviously, we're on trail, but I saw in the photos that there are some spots where the trail is kind of wide and it looks traveled on or could be traveled on by like at least an ATV or something like that. So, stop number 1, clue number 2 or 3. We're looking for what looks like an abandoned desert road. And it's moments like this where it's like, I just walked so fucking far. My car's right there. Like, why can't I just cut through and just go straight? Why did I need that big fucking giant ass loop? Okay, let's see. Mountain range. Mountain range. Wait, am I going the wrong? That's annoying. I really should have gone counterclockwise. Whatever, that's fine. I kind of like, I just re-looked at the first spot I had picked out. It's quite a bit of ways away, but I like this view. So maybe we'll stop a little bit sooner than I thought, but that would make number 2 even further. So, all right, we're just gonna keep going. All right, I'm liking what I'm seeing, but I'm also seeing things that I think amateur photographers, learning photographers, super important for you guys to know. So, looking at this trail, you can see that it's in shadow, right? And a lot of times we like to place our subjects in shadow because then they don't have any harsh shadows on their faces. Harsh lighting can be difficult to work with unless you have a vision or you really know what you're doing. But see, as we can kind of get closer here, we're in the shade. If you were to place your model in this shade, and that was your background, that background that's in sun is going to be completely blown out. So, in order to have an evenly exposed photo, you either need your subject to be in full shade, That ridge back there is shade. That ridge back there is shade. If we went this way, shade sun, no bueno. We don't like that. So the rule of thumb is all sun or all shade. So you can kind of actually see, even just here, I'm exposed because that's what the GoPro is doing for the shadow. See my background? Blown out. You're not going to get any details out of that at all. So you either want all shade or all sun, unless obviously you have a vision, right? It's art. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Rules are meant to be broken. But if you're getting frustrated with your work and you're like, oh, why can't I just expose things the way that other people expose them? Because you got your subject in the shadows, and your background in the sun, and or your subject in the sun and your background in the shadows. I bet that that's going to be helpful to a lot of people. So go try it out. Because even if I was like, I love this composition, I love the bushes, the agave, whatever the fuck that is. I'm new to Nevada. I really gotta start learning more of my plant species. But even if I like this composition, it's no bueno because of what I said already. I'm not gonna say it 10 million times. But to the trained eye, I can start seeing that one of those palm trees or Joshua trees is starting to be in kind of some dappled sunlight. That's a dope fucking spot, because then you can either backlit your subject with a little bit of glow around the hair, with the sun around her, or you can face her directly towards the sun, but you can kind of do like a 360 and it'll be exposed in every direction. When I get up there, I'll show you. This is fucking cool. I might actually, there's just stuff here. Fucking out of breath. Oh, bicycle. How's it going? Perfect, thank you. Enjoy. Thanks, you too. Okay, that's twice now that I was like, I'm gonna stop here and take pictures. And then a bicyclist shows up. But we've only got 2 cars left in that parking lot. Saw 3 cyclists. Bike riders. God, this spot is fucking cool. With the Joshua trees and the rocks. This is sick. Okay, so being blinded, so that's something to take into consideration with your subject. You don't want to blind them, but watch. I'm exposed, background's exposed. I'm exposed, background's exposed. Even in the shadows way, way, way yonder, there's still dapples of light on it. So you can see, twist, twist, twist. And then like I was talking about earlier, backlighting, using your subject to cover the sun. And now I have this really beautiful halo of light on my hair. Gorgeous, we love that. I'm in the shadows. That hill behind me is in the shadows. All options. So you kind of want to be, well, you don't have to, but I like spots where I can do this in kind of any direction, and I can move my client in a lot of different ways. Because when you're working with the public and not professional models, it's important that they feel really comfortable, you know? And if every 5 seconds you're like, no, I don't like the lighting, no, I don't like the shadows, no, that's not good, you know, it kind of brings their energy level down. It brings their confidence in you down, and then inadvertently brings the confidence in themselves also kind of down. So choosing locations is really, really important so that people feel really comfortable, really confident. And sometimes that means telling people no. And that's okay too, because then that just establishes you as the professional. You know what you're talking about, you know what you're doing. So if a client's like, oh, I love this view, but let's say it's exposed for the sun in the back, shadow in the front, you don't have to explain yourself. Just say, hey, it's beautiful. I absolutely agree. But it's not going to look good in my camera. I think that spot right there is going to be better. Like, always offer up
like the solution, right? Don't ever just be like, no, and leave it. You want to give them a solution as well. So, like for this instance, the client was like, let's stop here. I'd be like, oh, but you know how gorgeous it's gonna look as soon as we get to that shadow and the sun goes right down behind that ridge, and we can get that whole detail of the grass and the trees and the rocks. Like, let's keep going a little bit. And they're gonna be like, yeah, that sounds so fucking cool. Let's do that. It's all how you talk to people. You're not just a photographer. You're setting the tone, you're setting the energy, you're setting the vibe, right? Like, it's so important that people feel good. Feel good, look good, right? All right, checking the map. There's a fucking lot of broken glass, holy shit. Okay, so I think we're getting close to where it looked like it was kind of like a road. But holy fuck, I can't believe how many people are mountain biking out here. And the amount of glass, I don't know if you can see it, sparkling in the sun. Holy jeez. It's a buttload of glass. It makes me feel like people come out here just to break glass. Okay, I found a spot. I'm not shooting this way. I'm going to be shooting that way. But I want you guys to have a good view of me getting ready and putting it all together, okay? Ah, water. Well, now I'm torn. I do want to be shooting the other way. The woes of being an artist and being indecisive. All right, water. Okay. Hat. Because my ears are getting cold again. Okay. We'll get the camera set up first, and then I will get into my outfits. Another mountain biker just came past too, so that is an important thing to note, that I will probably not be able to set up in the middle of the trail, because if I don't see somebody coming, that could be dangerous, and we don't like that. Share the trail, you know? Okay. Boots. Check. Okay, let's see here. Tripod. Alright, for the sake of GoPro battery life, BRB. Alright, got my framing, got it set up, had some other hikers come by, so I'm just gonna assume that somebody's gonna walk in my shop. So, here is my framing, and as you can see, I'm breaking the rule that I told you guys about. So, I am in all shade. Back here, it is sun, right? But it's soft sun because it is setting, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to underexpose my foreground and expose for the background. That way I can keep all of the details in the foreground and background, but that's going to be blown out anyways because I'm shooting at 2.8, so it's just going to have this really hazy, dreamy look. But if you look far out. We might have a teensy bit of a blowout here, but I don't care because like I said earlier, it's art. Subjective, do whatever you want. Okay, I'm gonna get changed real quick and then you guys can watch my posing process a little bit and then we'll hit the trail because this is not the end spot yet. Hopefully my GoPro's not in your way, sorry.
No worries. Sorry to come through and the light's good.
Yeah, no worries.
We're going.
Thank you too. All right, so got a couple shots that I liked. Nothing crazy, but I'm kind of, I wouldn't say in a hurry, but this isn't the spot that I wanted to end at. So got a few things that I liked. We're gonna pack up and then next stop, the grand reveal, why we're here. I'm so excited. All right, so now this is some prime fucking lighting to be out doing a photo shoot. Everywhere I turn, the sun is behind the ridge. We have even lighting. It's still daylight. We've got about, let's see, 20 minutes until sunset. I see the spot that I've been after, so I'm basically just gonna have to get undressed and set up really fucking quickly. This is the hardest part about doing self-portraits, is when it's a longer trail. This one's like 3 miles. Longer trail, I'm by myself, I'm racing the sun. It'd be nice to have an assistant. It'd be nicer to have a model, and I very much told myself a million times, reach out to this woman. She'd be down. She would go. She would let you take pictures. And I didn't reach out. So right now I'm really wishing that I did, because yes, I like what I've done so far. Can't complain, it's cute. But if I had a model, this whole concept would have really come together. So I think by the end of it, it's going to be kind of like minimal to what I imagined in my head. But I always say that, and then I end up thinking everything I do is really fucking cool. So we'll find out when I get home and put these on my computer. All right, we made it. We're gonna go off trail, thank God. I had to get off the trail for 3 different mountain bikers. It's okay, no big deal. I picked a really wide spot. They could have gone around me, but decided to move all my stuff anyways when I saw them coming, just to be courteous. And everyone's so nice. One guy even apologized. He's like, I'm sorry that I'm riding my bike through such good lighting. I'm like, don't worry about it. You're allowed to be here too. Okay, so if you haven't gotten the gist yet, my GoPro died right as I was getting here. So if you've gotten the gist a little bit, we are hitchhiking through the desert. That's the vibe. And oh, Jackrabbit! Hi, baby. What a cutie. Oh, I love you. Hi. Look at those big old ears. Yeah. Some cool ears, little guy. Okay, so this is what we're after. This is the ride that I'm hitchhiking. That's my concept. And now we have a jackrabbit, and he's not even scared of us. What a cutie. All right, so here's our view. Here's our concept. I'm catching a ride through the desert. So let's see what I can do in 20 minutes. All right, GoPro died. That was dumb. I literally took the extra batteries out of my backpack and was like, I'm not doing too much. It'll be fine. Lesson learned, it wasn't fine. Whew. But this is gonna be dope. I'm so excited. Alright. I learned my lesson. I will not be walking in my dancing shoes anymore in the gravel and the sand and the rock. That was fucking stupid. Alright, let's see what we're doing. Maybe I can make it. just to the camera. The sand is surprisingly easier to walk in than the gravel. Whew. Okay, let's see what we're working with. Oh, perfect. Cute. Moving on. Hopefully I can walk over there in these heels. Hopefully we can do it before I start freezing my ass off. Alright, I'm getting the hang of walking in these fucking things. Okay, I can go there. You can go. It's not the worst. Ah, fuck. This is one of those moments where I say I'm just gonna fix it in Lightroom. Alright, I'm gonna say that was a success. Would it have been better with a model to do an entire concept shoot? Yes, but I'm happy with my outfit. I'm happy with the evening. It's absolutely fucking gorgeous out. I've got another mile until I get back to the car. Thanks for joining me. And as always, check out the Patreon for the full set.